beautiful day in the city. It's been raining on and off, but I had to come outside and run some errands, the huge. And it was a mission just to find chapstick and foil. But we secured the bag, and now I can cook my taquitos. You probably thought I was gonna cook like a pot roast or something. Nope. My taquitos and whatever else I need to make with foil. I didn't realize I was self-conscious about vlogging in public until I just saw a group of people, which is currently across the street, and I put my camera down, which is crazy because I don't know them. And even if they had something to say, it wouldn't bother me. But the story I made up in my head said, oh, put the phone down so they don't look at you. That's crazy. And I had the phone down here to begin with. I just bought some foil and chapstick and hand lotion because I ran out. I also had to go to the post office and drop off a sale. Yay. But back to those stories we tell ourselves in our head. Definitely have to prioritize safety first and foremost. If you're vlogging in the public or you're on your phone, FaceTiming, whatever, prioritize safety at all costs. Oh, look at this wall. But prioritize safety, prioritize making sure that your environment is safe to vlog. But moving on, my limiting beliefs has been something that I've been working on intentionally all week, because I've definitely found myself almost re-entering the same hamster wheel that I often try to avoid. And I realized a lot this week that I have a lot of limiting beliefs surrounding money. And I've been intentionally trying to figure out okay, let's slow down, let's identify the habits, and let's fix them. But also it's gonna take a bit of exposure on myself because I am not aware of these things. I tell myself oh, this isn't enough, or I'll go through days where it's I feel like I have a lot, and then all of a sudden it's one little mistake, if I fall short of something, and then it's the world is ending. So I'm doing my best to not be so dramatic and be in my feelings all the time. I want to continue talking about limiting beliefs because I didn't think I had any. I really didn't. I thought I was doing things fine, but it was because I didn't notice my own habit. I didn't notice how much I shrunk myself whenever I felt defeated. I didn't know that I was continuously repeating patterns and repeating habits and going back to what was comfortable anytime things got rocky or anytime things got a little bit insecure or a lot of it. So what I was doing subconsciously and maybe even consciously was anytime I sat down to regroup, to replan, I basically would, rather than being creative and imaginative or thinking outside the box or outside of my comfort zone, I would automatically go back to what I was already doing, knowing dang well my prayers, my journals, everything was pointing in the direction of not doing those things anymore, especially when it came to my career. And this is where a lot of this is stemming from, is when you're starting something brand new, or you're revisiting an old idea, an old business, an old creation, but now from a new lens of you, older, wiser, mature, I would hope, it is very scary. And I just wasn't admitting that to myself. I kept telling myself I had it together. I kept telling myself I knew what I was doing. I kept telling myself that I was encouraged. But in essence, I was afraid because I have a tendency of waiting until the last minute, waiting until pressure is applied to take action. So I found myself thinking what's going on? I have the tools, I have the information, I know what I need to do. Why am I not doing it? And a lot of people coach go through these same things. And I think what I was telling myself was that, well, since you're able to help everyone else, you should be able to help yourself just as easily. And that's not the case because of my limiting thoughts, my scarcity mindset, my fears, my doubts were all getting the best of me. Or I was just prioritizing them over flipping the script, reframing my thoughts, reframing my experience, looking at my future as something bright, something attainable, and not just something that's difficult. And at the first sight of resistance or pain or rejection, I run away. So I basically put myself on a timeout, and I had to sit down and really just clear the clutter around me, hence all this decluttering I've been doing in my house and even at my parents' house, just trying to feel something, right? But the feelings I was searching for, I had to visit here and here. It was all on the inside. There was nothing I could do externally at this point to make it any better. Though cleaning was a part of it, that's a part of the agreement. So if you want to see a change in your life, if you want to grow, or if you want to mature from something, it all comes down to the small details. And if I sound like a broken record or repetitive, I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to me. I'm talking to the camera, and hopefully whoever's watching this and listening understands what I'm getting at, because the work that is required of us, if you choose to go to new levels and experience new parts of life, to travel more, to try new foods, to elevate your fashion, whatever the case may be, right? Make new friends, move your room around, simple things, right? It requires the presence of you. And it's very easy for me to run away and dismiss my dreams and my goals because I wasn't willing to fight back. So I want people to fight back. I want us to fight back towards our goals. I want us to step up and really just put in the effort. So if I say I'm gonna go buy foil and Carmex, I have to stick to that. Although I did buy hand lotion, but I'm improving, right? My money mindset is being disciplined and saying, this is what I'm gonna buy and I'm gonna stick to it. So this is just a small example, right? I'm looking at it now from, okay, if my vision and goals, that's the finish line over there. Am I willing to become the person that wakes up every day remembering that those are my dreams and my goals, remembering my why? Or am I gonna wake up every day, forget that those are my dreams and my goals, I lose sight of the whole plot, drift away, and just let life pass me by? Good days, bad days, but never really giving myself or my dreams or my goals the opportunity to live. So I'm just documenting the journey in real time. I'm actually outside today. I'm not in the house. Although I am going back home. I have a meeting, coaching call at 3 o'clock. But I'm so glad I stepped outside, especially since it's been raining. I wasn't one to be depressed by weather or anything like that, but it definitely has been triggering me, because it reminds me of like, dang, I really want to be outside, but then nice days like this, I don't go outside. So when it rains, those emotions and those feelings rush up to the surface and remind me like, dude, you're wasting your time. You're wasting time. But nothing is a waste, you know, and I have to stop letting my budget, my to-do list, my lack of expenses or abundance of expenses be the dictator. You know, I have to follow God and listen to God, and that's always worked for me. I don't know about you, but following God, even when I had no faith, even when I didn't believe, or even when I doubted myself deeply, I always did my best. It wasn't perfect. And I'd be arguing with God. And I'd be talking to God, I'd be crying. And sometimes when I'm on the other side of whatever it is I'm crying about or talking to God about or praying about, I look back and I'm like, damn, I was making that such a big deal. And maybe for me in the moment it was, and I have to honor that, but dang, like, I was really being lazy. I think God, when you pray for things and they don't happen immediately or on your timeline, I think that's just a sign of like, there are things in your immediate surroundings that you need to fix, change, deal with, confront, forgive. Forgiveness is real too, in order for that next blessing to find you. And I always talk about meeting your blessings halfway. I could have easily said, I'm not going to record on my walk home. I'm not going to vlog this. I'm not going to post things online to ship out to make extra money. I'm just going to wait until my dreams come true. I'm going to sit around and wait. No. I'm focusing on the smaller details of it all. And that's where the real showing up and doing the work exists. And that's the work I wasn't willing to do because I let my laziness and my fears, which lazy is a cover-up word for what really is happening, is like our laziness, our fears, our doubts. I am back home. I had to put the phone away. It was getting a little sketchy outside. And I was getting really hot. So anyway, I'm back home. And regarding what I was saying about limiting beliefs, for me, I just feel like I'm transitioning and I'm shifting in life and the decisions I'm making and why I make those decisions, and also wanting a beautiful life, a simple life, but not a simple life that leaves me ignorant or disregarding the difficult things that still have to occur, the real conversations that still have to occur, and the forgiveness that has to take place. Because a lot of us are holding on, myself included, are still holding on to old ideas or old stories about a certain person, and it's caused resentment, it's caused hate, it's caused distance. And some people, yeah, leave them to the side, we're done, right? Like, on to the next. But other situations, people, maybe not. I don't know. And this also goes for new people that will come into your life and challenge you or force you to confront yourself in ways that you've been avoiding. And again, I'm talking to myself. This is not to make anyone feel less than, but this is more so to encourage and uplift you to change. You have the power to change your circumstances. And my choices can often be very drastic. Like, what does it feel like to lose everything, to spend all my money and start from absolutely not just zero, but way below zero in debt? Let me do that. Like, I don't recommend that for anyone. But because I was searching for something so challenging or competitive that I challenged myself to dig myself out of a hole that I didn't have to dig so deep, if you will. And I am grateful I put myself through that. I won't ever do that ever again. Of course, you can't control life circumstances, but by choice, I will not be doing that. What are some limiting beliefs you think you possess that you want to change, you need to change, or are willing to change over time? Because everyone's timeline is different. Everyone's efforts are different. Everyone's life circumstances are different. But I do encourage you to pause and consider, where am I limiting myself? Where can I be improving? Little things. Yeah, that's all I got. So life ain't perfect, but it is a blessing. And it's your girl Lilz, aka Lily like the flower. And hit that subscribe button, because fearless individuality yields abundant healing.